I've long said it doesn't really matter if you're an Xbox fan, if you're a PlayStation fan, if you're a Nintendo fan. If you're a console fan, you want consoles to do well. And for that to happen, you need people to go out there and actually buy these things and support them and buy the games and, support the services, all that kind of stuff, because we want consoles to continue on. For me, I'm always just constantly reminded of what a value proposition these consoles are. And to be honest with you, I hope that they never go away. As long as I'm alive, I hope to be a console fan. And I hope that we continue to see, consoles go out there and kind of do their thing, because that's the most important thing for me. Like, I know that there's other ways to play games, but just for me personally, I just feel like, hey, you know what? That's the way I would like to play. And I think it's just an ease thing. It's so easy and so much fun just to be able to go out there and, play these games and just have a good time with it. Obviously, there's going to be a situation where, some gamers are going to not be able to get what they want, right? I mean, obviously, that's going to be something that happens for the simple fact that there is all kinds of issues with delays and things like that. So I do think that is a huge problem, and we're going to continue to see that happen. But now there's this pretty big announcement that I feel like is both good news and bad news. And I think that obviously a lot of people are going to want to talk about it and listen about it and all that kind of good stuff. Again, this is just something that I feel like is a very hot topic, and you guys could probably get very much involved in. If you want to get involved in it, and I hope you do. It's going to be a video you don't want to miss. Hey there everyone, I'm the Crapgamer, and of course this is Crapgamer Reviews, your home for gaming news, opinions, reviews, and much more. You'll probably notice some changes around here, but hopefully that doesn't stop you from giving us a like, and possibly even consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your free time with me today. It means a lot. Merry New Year, all that kind of good stuff. Thank you guys so much for rocking out. It certainly does mean a lot. Now, when it comes to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, AMD has dropped a pretty big bit of information for it. So AMD CEO Lisa Su has expressed to be very impressed by the ongoing high demand for both the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. It's no secret that the high demand for the next-gen consoles has been high ever since the release of the consoles late last year. With the ongoing supply shortages due to the global pandemic, both consoles are still hard to come by. In the most recent financial earnings call with investors, AMD CEO was asked about the current supply situation and the seasonality. And according to the CEO, AMD will be ramping up production of chips next year. And she expects 2022 to be another strong year for both Sony and Microsoft. Although she expects that 2023 will be a peak year for next-gen consoles, which is also something that I've kind of shared that sentiment as well. I feel like 2023 is going to be a year where you're going to finally be able to go into like a store and pick up some of these consoles and things like that. And I feel like that's going to be exactly where, we start to see like mass adoption. I know a lot of people feel like you have to have mass adoption like early on. That doesn't necessarily have to be the case, to be honest with you. And what I mean by that is, as long as you have, a console that's going to be readily available, at some point you can do that. If you look at the Xbox 360, for example, that people think that did extremely well at launch. It did okay, but the PS2 was still beating it in sales, to be honest with you. And it wasn't until like 2007, which is a couple years after launch, that it really kind of came into its own and sold a crap ton of consoles. And that was highly thanks to coming off Gears of War in 2006. Of course, Halo 3 really kind of changed the landscape, and you had stuff like Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. So you had a lot of things going on that really kind of set the path for that to happen. And that's something that I feel like could happen again 2 years into the life cycle this time. So yeah, I'm definitely one of those people that's out there thinking that that could happen. This is what Lisa Su had to say further. She says, well, I think, first of all, I think the console business, console cycle, and all when you look at it is totally has been amazing. I mean, if you think about the strength of the cycle, now we're sort of deep into the second year, and the fact that demand is still so high, I mean, we've been shipping a lot of products, so the fact that the demand is high says something about just the sort of product capability that's been captured by both Microsoft and Sony in the console cycle. We're continuing to ramp up production. We expect 2022 to be another strong growth year for consoles. If you look at a typical console cycle, the peak year is actually the fourth year, typically. And so you would expect maybe 2023 would be a peak year this time around. The CEO also acknowledged that with COVID-19 still affecting supply chains, seasonality has become more muted. As such, annual, regular, and predictable changes in sales are somewhat out of the window in the current environment. But to the overall point is, look, it's a great platform. We love the fact that we have so many users that are using AMD technology on the console platform. And we'll continue to ramp up supply from a seasonality standpoint. Yes, you're right. Seasonality does become more muted in this environment until we get sort of a more normalized environment. Both the PlayStation 5 and the Series X and S are available now, if you can find them, so good luck with that. But anyway, basically what they're saying is, you know, they're selling a lot of product, and people are excited for it, and they need to be able to match that excitement with product. So I think that's something that we're seeing right now. What happens when two console companies actually use some decent technology in their platforms? I think that we're starting to see the real kind of meat and potatoes of that right now, and that's really where we're at right now. And I feel like that's going to be continuing to be really a great thing going forward. Obviously, people wanted like more high-end stuff. Obviously, the Xbox Series S is more on the you know, kind of, I guess, I don't even want to say beginner or something like that, because not everybody even cares about 4K or whatever. To be quite frank with you, and I was talking about this the other day with some friends, the Xbox Series S is just a good console. It just is. You know, I think that people get caught up in this whole, well, does it do this or this or this, but for $299 you get a console that's doing ray tracing 120 frames per second, 1440p, 60 frames, you know what I mean? It's doing a lot of things that nothing else could do for that price. And if you think about it, I feel like that's a really drastic and dramatic change in what we've had before. So, you know, obviously that is a solid console, and people should be excited by what it has to offer. Of course, there's the digital PlayStation 5 and the standard PlayStation 5. I mean, the digital PlayStation 5 is $100 more than the Series S. But yeah, we really think that that things are sort of kind of coming into their own, and it's an exciting platform. You know, it's an exciting time to be a console gamer, and we're seeing a lot of console gamers kind of share and relive that excitement a bit, for the simple fact that, you know, people like video games and people like gaming, people like the ease and the accessibility of it, you know, and that's the exciting part about the future of the platform, and that's why I'm so excited, right? I mean, we're seeing consoles that are doing more than they've ever done before, and you know, I think that we're going to continue to see great games and great technology and things like that. I'm excited for the future of it, Xbox, PlayStation, all that kind of stuff. So let me know what you guys think. I'm going to link this in the description. You guys can certainly check it out. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. Thanks for watching. Crap Gamer out.